Get your motorcycle driver's license. Learn straight from the DMV itself. Listen to this audio handbook a few minutes a day. Run it through your mind and keep the accidents away. In this video, we're on page 41. We're talking about loading your motorcycle. Distribute the load evenly. Load saddlebags with about the same weight. An uneven load can cause the motorcycle to drift to one side. Secure the load. Fasten the load securely with elastic cords or bungee cords. Elastic cords with more than one attachment point per side are more secure. A tight load will not catch in the wheel or chain, causing it to lock up and skid. Ropes tend to scratch and knots come loose, permitting the load to shift or fall. Check the load. Stop and check the load. Check it often to make sure it has not worked loose or moved. Group riding. If you ride with others, do it in a way that promotes safety and does not interfere with the flow of traffic. Assign a lead and a drag rider. Both riders should be experienced and familiar with group riding. The California Vehicle Code 21461 requires all vehicles to observe official traffic control devices before entering or crossing the highway. When riders travel in groups and approach an intersection with a stop sign or traffic light, the riders must obey the traffic control devices. Keep the group small. Small groups make it easier and safer for other drivers to get around them. A small number is not separated as easily by traffic or red lights. Some riders won't always be hurrying to catch up. If your group is larger than 4 or 5 riders, divide it into 2 small or more smaller groups. Keep the group together. Brief. Perform a pre-ride overview of the route, hand signals or signal file formation, and what to do if a hazard is encountered. Plan. The leader should look ahead and change and signal easily so there is plenty of time for everyone to follow. Start the lane changes early to permit everyone to complete the lane change safely. Put beginners up front. Place the inexperienced riders behind the leaders so the more experienced riders can watch them. Monitor those behind. Let the last rider set the pace. Use your mirrors to keep an eye on the rider behind. If a rider falls behind, everyone should slow down a little to stay together. And know the route. Make sure everyone knows the route. Plan frequent stops on long rides. Keeping your distance. Maintain close ranks, but at the same time keep a safe distance to allow each rider in the group time and space to react to hazards. A close group takes up less space on the highway. It is easier to see and is less likely to be separated. However, this formation must be done properly. Do not pair up. Never operate directly alongside one another. There is no place to go to avoid a vehicle or hazard on the road. Now wait until you are both stopped to talk. A staggering formation. This is the best way to keep ranks in close and maintain an adequate space cushion. The lead rides in the left portion of the lane while the second rider stays 1 second behind in the right portion of the lane. A third rider rides in the left portion of the lane 2 seconds behind the first rider. The fourth rider keeps a 2-second distance behind the second rider. This formation keeps the group close and permits each rider a safe distance from others ahead, behind, and to the sides. Here's a picture on your screen of a staggered formation. Lead, second, third, and fourth. Passing in formation. Riders in a staggered formation should pass one at a time. First, the lead rider pulls out and passes when safe. After passing, the lead rider returns to the left portion of the lane and continues riding at passing speed to open room for the next rider. After the first rider passes safely, the second rider moves up to the left portion of the lane and watches for a safe chance to pass. After passing, this rider returns to the right portion of the lane and opens up room for the next rider. Some people suggest the leader should move to the right portion of the lane after passing a vehicle. This is not a good idea. It encourages the second rider to pass and return to the lane before there is enough room space cushion in front of the passed vehicle. It is simpler and safer to wait until there is enough room ahead of the passed vehicle to allow each rider to move into the same position held before the pass. Single file formation. Move into a single file formation when riding curves, turning, or enter or leaving a highway. Being in shape to ride. Let's talk about being in shape to ride. Riding a motorcycle is a demanding and complex task. Skilled riders pay attention to the riding environment while operating the motorcycle, identifying potential hazards, making a good judgment, and executing decisions quickly and skillfully. Your ability to perform and respond to the changing road and traffic conditions is influenced by how fit and alert you are. Alcohol and other drugs, more than any other factor, affect your ability to think clearly and to ride safely. As little as one alcoholic drink can have a significant effect on your performance. Blood alcohol concentration, also known as BAC. Blood alcohol concentration, the BAC, is the amount of alcohol in relation to blood in your body. Generally, alcohol can be eliminated in the body at the rate of almost 1 drink per hour, but a variety of other factors may also influence the level of alcohol retained. The more alcohol in your blood, the greater the degree of impairment. Important factors that play a major part in determining your BAC. The amount of alcohol you consumed, how fast you drank it, and your body weight. 1 drink is equal to 1.5 ounce shot or 80 proof liquor. Now, even if mixed and non-alcoholic drinks, or even when mixed with non-alcoholic drinks, the portion is the same. A 5 ounce glass of 12% wine or a 12 ounce glass of 5% beer. These, quote, 1 drink equivalents change in your drink ale. They change if you drink ale, malt liquor, or fortified wines, or if you drink on an empty stomach, or if you're tired, sick, upset, or have taken medicines or drugs. The faster you drink, the more alcohol accumulates in your body. If you consume 2 drinks in an hour, at the end of that hour, at least 1 drink will remain in your bloodstream. Here's a chart on your screen, or you can get it from your DMV, your blood alcohol levels and driving ability. Now let's talk about the law in alcohol. Well, in California, it is illegal for a person under 21 years old to drive with a BAC, or blood alcohol level, of 0.01% or above. For people under 21 years old, there is 0 tolerance for alcohol use. It is illegal for a person 21 years old or older to drive with a blood alcohol level of 0.08% or above. It does not matter how sober you may look or act or think that you are. A breath or blood test is what determines whether you are riding legally or illegally. Note: the California Driver Handbook has additional information regarding driving under the influence, also known as a DUI. Law enforcement is being stepped up across the country in responses to the senseless death and injuries that are caused by drinking and drivers and riders. See my video playlist on Driver's License Handbook on this channel for more information. Minimize the risks. Minimize the risks of drinking and riding by following these simple steps. Do not drink. Once you start drinking, your resistance becomes weaker. Do not ride. If you are or have been drinking, do not ride your motorcycle. All right, let's talk about fatigue. Riding a motorcycle is more tiring than driving a vehicle, especially on a long trip. Avoid riding when tired. Fatigue can affect your control of the motorcycle. Limit your distance, take frequent rest breaks, and do not drink alcohol. So limit your distance. Experienced riders seldom ride more than about 6 hours a day. Take frequent rests. Stop and get off the motorcycle at least every 2 hours, walk around a little bit. Do not drink alcohol or use drugs. Artificial stimulants often result in extreme fatigue and depression as they start to wear off. You will not be able to concentrate on the task at hand. Next video will begin page 46. Thank you so much and safe driving.